Of course, I got the right here on January the 29th, 1995, Sunday. My last day living at the house at 1410 Farmgate Road. I begged Mom to let me stay that one last day so I could finish my trail because I was coming so close you could see the clearing over there. As I was chopping down the tree, it's no longer there. A good, about thick as that tree right there, my bush axe blade broke. But I was able to finish cutting down the tree eventually because it was hollow. And I walked over there and realized it was not the clearing. Instead, what it was newly harvested timber. So even if I had all the time in the world, I wouldn't be able to blaze a trail to the end because I'd had to wait 10, 15 years for the shit to grow up so I could blaze a trail through it. So I walked home glumly. Took these very same steps right here, carrying my broken bush axe, wondering who could I pay, where could I go to get the place that could weld it together. Went to Pizza Hut that night, found out Ken Dyke was not going to be working there that night after all. We had planned to have a pizza bash, Street Fighter 2 bash that night because that was his last night working. He had put in his month's notice. And this new manager, Tom Baker, was a real tombstone. Not at all, nothing like Ken Dyke. Ken Dyke was like 25, 6, and this new manager was in his 30s. I got there, I had my dad drop me off that night. I went in, saw Tom Baker behind the register. I thought, oh, Ken will be here. I left. Went walking to the Burger King in the mall parking lot up Vernon Avenue, thinking, oh, Ken will be here soon. He was probably around, I don't know, at the church, 7:15. Well, I found some new friends, Marianne Hughes, and some other friends in the Burger King parking lot. Stood around and joked, listened to the Jerky Boys with them. Went back, couldn't find out Ken never showed up. Max, the area supervisor, had asked him on Saturday morning's employee meeting for the keys back since was doing nothing and told him was done. I went in that night. I was able to secure a ride to my new house at Aunt Dee Dee's, my new home at Aunt Dee Dee's, a good 7 miles away from Donna and her family and Maurice. And I had to sit in the car when they were closed because Tom Baker wouldn't even let us hang out at the closing like the other manager used to. You know, I cried in that car, hoping no one would see me, yet at the same time hoping someone would notice and say some kind words to me. Didn't happen. Because Donna let me into her car, sit in the car and turn on the heater so I wouldn't have to freeze while they were finishing their closing duties. That act of kindness toward me made me cry. And plus all the other pressure I was feeling. As they were driving me home, one of them mentioned my cousin Casey. And everyone and all the girls in the car like, ooh, yum, 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 Beverly McCarter said. Because they knew he was such a good looking guy. That hurt me. Because I wanted to be a good looking guy. But I knew I wasn't. I knew that they never said stuff about me like that. In fact, as we were driving further into the country, one of Donna's sisters, I think it was Dee Dee, said, this place is too far. And they mentioned me that they wouldn't be able to give me a ride home anymore. That hurt me doubly so because if I had been Casey, they'd have gladly done it for him. But those 10 days living with my Aunt Dee Dee were some of the happiest days of my life. I somehow knew that I would still be able to hang out at Pizza Hut at the closing and help them with the duties and get paid to sweep their floors. Because I figured, although Tom wouldn't let me do it, the assistant managers, Marie, Kennedy, and Deborah White would. And of course they did. But those 10 days at Dee's house, I didn't go to Pizza Hut. I gave it a rest. Well, I did. Yeah, I did go to Pizza Hut, now that I remember. On Fridays and Saturdays, I could get a ride to the mall. Now, I'd sweep Norbert J was section, he'd give me a ride home. And that's also the first week I started singing. I got into karaoke. I'd sung it once or twice before, but this time it was a Saturday night, February the 4th, 1995. That bar was busting. You good God, they were dead thrown. We were in another world that night. It was packed. Lots of good-looking girls. Well, this one girl named Kim who used to work at the Putters International in the same building complex, a few doors down to the right of Wings and Ale. That was the name of the nightclub we were in. Frank Hill was the owner. And the bouncers, what was his name again? Matt was his brother, let's see. Brett. He really liked me a lot. They'd let me in free. And one of the bartenders, a beautiful blonde, seemed to like me a lot. Ever since I wore that nice shirt in there in 1993, she'd let me in for free. You know, I think it was a $3 cover charge, but I never had to pay it. They just let me in for free. Originally, anyways, because originally I just stop in, use the bathroom, and walk back out. That was back in '94. But anyways, enough on that. Kim asked me, why don't you sing a song up there? I ain't seen those people up there singing, getting that attention. I so badly wanted it, but I knew I wasn't good looking enough. The last thing I wanted to do was get up there and get a no reception, no clapping. Plus, you know, I was a little embarrassed, shy about getting up and singing back then. Queasy about it. I'd sung karaoke twice before, but you know. Well, I said, I'll tell you what, I'll do it only if you cheer for me, because I want at least one girl to cheer for me. Give me the illusion that maybe I was good looking, even if I knew it was an illusion. She said, okay. Well, I was looking through the song list, didn't find anything I wanted to sing, nothing that fit me, mostly oldie songs. Then I stumbled across it, Hip Hop Hooray. I thought, well, if they're going to cheer for me, they're not going to cheer for me, they're going to cheer for the song. So I got on a slip of paper having severe doubts whether I could do this song. It was a rap song. I turned it in anyways under the name Flip. They called me up as soon as the music started playing for my karaoke 5 minutes of fame. The whole crowd started dancing all around the stage where I was singing. I missed more words than I hit, but the point was to keep on keeping on, which I did. And after I did, there was this girl named Christy. I'd always admired her from afar, and her two friends, they'd always sing I Love Rock and Roll by Pat Benatar, and she danced and she looked good. But this same girl, after I finished my song, said, that was good. And I thought to myself, wow, so I can get attention from the girls out there. Yes, I can do it. I'm about to do this again. This was fun. Well, I asked her to sing that song, I Love Rock and Roll, and her and her two friends, Bonnie and Rhonda. I liked Christy, I liked Rhonda, but Bonnie, she was a cunt, always rude to me. The first time she spoke to me was like, you're in my chair. Fucking cunt. But Rhonda and Christy were cool. We became friends. Well, we're at the end of the trail now. There it goes, but I ain't finished talking.